Hello, Formula One fans all around the globe. You are in Paddock headquarters. Thank you for watching the program. Of course, we are in race week, and it's nice when we have races weekend right next to each other back to back. So after the Hungarian Grand Prix, we now go to the Belgian Grand Prix, and I want to point out that this is a sprint race weekend. So whether you're for the sprints or you're against the sprints, nevertheless, we have a sprint race on Saturday and then the main Grand Prix on Sunday, which should allow some teams to pick up some points on 2 days. There might be some movement. We'll see who can put it together this weekend. But that also means Friday becomes very important because Friday is qualifying for Sunday's race. So you have Friday, you have a practice session and qualifying for Sunday, and then you have a whole separate day of events, the sprint shootout and the sprint race on Saturday. So it's a little tricky, but I think it's working at this point. If you've watched my videos, you know I'm not a big fan of the sprint races, but I do like the fact that you qualify on one day and it is separate from the sprint race on a second day. So nevertheless, that will allow some teams to have a real chance to pick up some points both days, some teams that need it. Now, 2 quick points. As you know, at the Hungarian Grand Prix, if you saw the end ceremonies, and you might have seen some of the reporting, of course, Lando Norris was on the podium, and when he's up there, he does this, he shakes the champagne, and he bangs it against the stand, and it creates this champagne gusher like 20 or 30 feet in the air. It's the coolest thing ever. And he did it the last time, obviously, he was on the podium. There was some folks joking, because Lewis Hamilton, he banged his champagne bottle and it didn't really get the gusher that Lando had going. But it's all good fun. Nevertheless, when he banged the podium stand, you might have seen Max Verstappen's first place trophy, which was, handmade over 6 months. It cost like $42,000 US. It fell off of the stand and broke into a couple different pieces. Now, obviously, Max has plenty of trophies, and I did see that McLaren came out and apologized on Twitter. They did apologize to Max for breaking the trophy, which I thought was appropriate. But I got to say, and they're going to fix it. So Max is getting a new trophy from the company. I guess they're going to take the porcelain, melt it down, or whatever they do, and give him a new trophy. But nevertheless, it was an honest mistake. I enjoy having Lando up there. He's just kind of fun, and he's just a great person. So I don't think there's any harm, no foul. But I hope Lando doesn't stop doing, one, I like seeing him up there on the podiums, but I hope he doesn't stop doing that champagne gusher trick that he does, because I just think it's funny. It's just awesome. So anyway, that's the end with that. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the cost cap. Now, there's been a lot of reporting and rumors that a couple teams have already breached the cap last season, and the FIA has come out and made a statement that they're doing their very extensive, rigorous checks on all of the submissions from the teams, and nothing has been released officially yet. I don't want to speculate on teams. I don't think it's fair to teams to accuse or to make guesses at this point, because you can really hurt the team, the sponsors, and the driver and their career. So when the FIA and Formula One come out with official responses and releases regarding compliance with last year's cost cap, then I'll do some commentary on it. But until then, I won't report on anyone suspected of breaching, unless it really seems like a legitimate source, because I just don't think it's fair to the teams. I don't think it's fair to the sponsors, and I don't think it's fair to the fans or the drivers. So that's kind of my role on the cost cap, but we are following it when we do get some news regarding last year's. So I think the 2021 season was $140 million, and the 2022 season, the cost cap was $135 million, and that cost cap number will go to 2025. And I do think they have a little bit of wiggle room for inflation and some other things. But when I get some more solid information on that, I will also report on that. So that's where we're headed. a couple days and we will be on the track, which makes Friday very important now because it's not just practice, it's qualifying. Then we have the sprint race on Saturday, and we have the Grand Prix on Sunday. If you are in the United States on the East Coast, that race is 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Paddock Headquarters out.